Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Tanner's Favorite Things. I'm Tanner Knight, and today we're going to take yet another look at this drum. I know you'll have to trust me on the timestamp of this video since there's no way of telling, but I did record this on 7/28 of 2023, and that's exactly 1 year after the very last time we took a listen to this drum. So today is July 28th, 2020. We're going to check in throughout the year and see how this thing sounds. Alrighty, here we are 1 year later. I'm pretty sure you can tell by the length of my hair that 1 year has passed.
And here we are, July 28th, 2022. I want to see what this thing sounds like as compared to those previous years.
But this is actually year 3 in that series. So this will be the third year that we've documented the sound of this drum and how it's evolved over those 3 years. So just to bring you up to speed on what this is a handmade drum made with bison hide. It was made by my wife Gabby, and it was made well over 3 years ago now. I tried to capture it as young in its life as possible on that very first video 3 years ago, but it has since aged quite well. And if you do also remember last year, I also applied its very first conditioning, I guess, with some coconut oil. And that softened up the leather a bit, and it actually feels quite nice to this day. It was pretty dry the last time I picked it up 1 year ago, or at least when I went to record. I've picked it up since, obviously, between now and then. But it's held its condition very well over the last year, and it's a little creaky in that handle. Maybe that needs a little more, but it hasn't affected the sound of the drum. So I've tried to keep everything as apples to apples to apples as possible from year to year to year, and this is the same exact Audio-Technica AT-43 microphone. AT-4033. AT-4033.
AT-4033 microphone
that we used in the previous recording sessions. So nothing has changed there. It's still being plugged into my Focusrite 18i20 interface, and it's being captured in the DAW on Sony Acid. So very similar to all the previous years. There's nothing that's changed except for the age of this instrument and I guess the age of the air. So I can't control the age of the air, or I can't control the age of anything because time continues to march in a linear fashion. So let's go ahead and hear what this thing sounds like with 3+ years of experience behind it. It's very resonant. It's got a fairly low pitch, I would say. We'll have to compare it to the previous years to see if the pitch has raised or lowered with the aging of the drum. But a very, very nice sound. The batter here has remained the same as well. This is the stick that was built with this drum, and it's not the only thing that you could use to hit this, but just for consistency's sake, this is also the same exact beater that we've used the entire time. This is what the inside of this drum looks like. It's pretty standard, all hide. I think the inner hide is elk, maybe deer, and the outer hide is definitely bison. I know that. And maybe moose, actually. We'll have to consult the previous videos. Pretty sure I knew this at one point, but it's been a while, and sometimes these things elude me. So that's the drum facing this way. Let's go ahead and turn it around and see what it sounds like when we hit away from the microphone. So I can tell by the waveform that it is not as loud when it's beaten from this side. Obviously the sound is traveling away from the microphone, but it's still picking it up. This is a very powerful condenser microphone, so it's picking up the sound and just sounds like it's a little quieter. So that's both directions. Let's go ahead and hit the side a little bit. I've tried to incorporate that a little bit more in playing this, but it's pretty dull with this this stick here. I like it when it's turned around, but a little harsh that way. Definitely softer with the handle muffling a bit of the sound, but you can get some good kind of snare-ish sounds that way, where you have a... It's not exactly that, obviously, but it's two different sounds that you can get some variation out of this drum. Peaked the audio a little bit there at the end, but I really wanted to bang on it. You can definitely hear that there's different tension all around this drum. You obviously don't have a key that you can turn to equalize the tension, so you're just trying the best you can when you wind these things to make it as even as possible. But I think by nature that means you're going to have a variation of tuning just around the rim, and I think that also adds character to the drum, so it's not a negative by any means. So there you go, 3 years plus with this drum. It's a very nice sounding drum, just really round and warm and delightful to play. So I don't know, these videos don't get too many views, but I kind of have a feeling that after 20 years, we might actually have a series of people are interested in. So we're kind of just building on that and hoping that the viewership comes. But if you do have any questions about this specific drum, then go ahead and leave that in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. So just for reference, let's go ahead and listen to year 1 and year 2 of this drum before we go ahead and compare it against year 3. All right, so that's year 1 and 2. Here's year 3. So let's just go ahead and keep that 1, 2, 3 comparison going. Here's year 1 and 2 with that configuration of the drum. So the conclusion that I can draw is that this drum sounds really good. I can't really compare it against year 1 and 2 in this format without being the editing version of myself. So once I get there and have headphones on and can really focus on the difference, then I might have some more conclusions to draw at the end of this video. But beyond that, I can tell you that this thing is aging very well. It's always a joy to play. I try to incorporate it into a lot of different music, and it's not always a featured instrument, but it's one that I really love, and I'm very proud that my wife was able to make this with her own 2 hands and contribute to the menagerie of instruments here. So this is one that I'll continue to keep you updated on throughout the years. And like I said, if you want to hear this again with any other types of sticks or whatever, you name it, let me know and I'll try to make it happen. I'm Tanner Knight. Thanks again. Please like and subscribe. That always helps me decide which content to make in the future. Even though, like I said, this one doesn't get too rave of reviews, I still like doing it. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you on the next one.